Hello everyone, welcome to Yes It's Russian, Oksana here. So this video is going to be dedicated to Russian vocabulary, and the main focus of this lesson is to Russian adjectives of the opposite meaning. It is сильный, meaning strong, and слабый, meaning weak. We are going to be talking about the different forms of these adjectives, and also we'll be reading some phrases with these adjectives to better understand their meaning and their use in Russian language. So if you're interested in this topic, if these adjectives are new to you, please continue watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on the further video lessons on Russian language. So Russian adjectives, just like Russian nouns, have three forms according to their gender, and also can have a singular and plural form. So the one form of the adjective that you can see in a dictionary is always a singular form and is of a masculine gender. And here you can see it first for сильный. Сильный is the masculine gender and singular form of this adjective, which means strong. The feminine gender form is changed, has a different ending, which is ая. So the feminine gender form is сильная. The neuter gender form has the ending ое, and it is сильное, сильное. And the plural form of this adjective has the ending ые, and it is сильные, сильные. So naturally, the gender forms, the different gender forms of this adjective have to be used with the nouns of the corresponding gender and also of the corresponding singular or plural form. For the second adjective with the opposite meaning, which is слабый, weak, here are all of its forms. So for masculine gender form, that is the default, the dictionary form, it is слабый, ending ый. For feminine gender, it is слабая, слабая, with the ending ая. For neuter gender, слабое, 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 with the ending ое, and the plural form is made by changing the ending to ые, and here we get слабые, слабые, слабые. So let's get over all of these forms once again. So for сильный we have masculine сильный, feminine сильная, neuter сильное, and plural сильный. The meaning in all of these cases is strong, but the forms depend on the form of the noun they are used with. And for the adjective слабый, meaning weak, masculine gender is слабый, feminine gender слабая, neuter gender слабое, and plural form is слабые. So now let's go over some example of how these adjectives can be used in simple phrases with nouns, and we'll go over each of these forms, and we'll see some examples and phrases. We read them and translate. So here's some example with the adjective сильный of the masculine gender in singular form. So we can say, for example, сильный ветер, сильный ветер, сильный ветер. Ветер is the noun of the masculine gender and it means wind. So this phrase сильный ветер will be translated as strong wind. Сильный человек. Сильный человек. Человек means man. And this whole phrase is translated as strong man. Сильный человек. Both are of the masculine gender. And the third example is сильный запах. Сильный запах. Запах means smell, and you can guess that this phrase is translated as strong smell. Сильный запах. So, сильный ветер, strong wind, сильный человек, strong man, and сильный запах, strong smell. Notice that all of these nouns are of the masculine gender and in the singular form. That's why we're using it with this form of the adjective, which is singular and masculine gender. Next, here are the examples for the using the adjective сильный in its feminine gender form, which is сильная in some phrases. So the first phrase here is сильная женщина, сильная женщина. Женщина means a woman. So сильная женщина can be translated as strong woman, and here it can both mean literally and figuratively, like morally strong woman, morally strong person can also be. So both ways is correct depending on the context. Next we have сильная любовь. Сильная любовь. Любовь meaning love. Here it is translated as strong love, like the love where you are very passionate about it. And the next example is сильная боль. Сильная боль. Боль meaning pain or ache. And here it is better translated into English as like severe pain. Сильная боль. Сильная боль. Severe pain. For the neuter gender form of this adjective, which is сильное, let's read these examples. First is сильное чувство. Сильное чувство. Чувство means feeling. It is a noun of the neuter gender. That's why we're using it with the neuter gender adjective. So сильное чувство is translated as strong feeling. Сильное, снотворное. Сильное, снотворное. Снотворное is a noun of the neuter gender, which means sedative. So сильное снотворное means strong sedative. And the last example is сильное сердцебиение. Сильное сердцебиение. Сердцебиение. Сердцебиение means heartbeat, so сильное сердцебиение will be translated as strong heartbeat. So all of these three nouns here are of the neuter gender, and that's why we're using it with the adjective сильное of the neuter gender. And as examples of plural version of this adjective, which is сильное, let's read these three phrases. First, it is сильные чувства. Here I just made the word чувство from the previous example with the singular form adjective чувство. It can be plural, which is чувства, so feelings, and сильные чувства means strong feelings. Next we have сильные стороны. Сильные стороны. Стороны here means points or sides. So the whole phrase сильные стороны will be translated as strong points or strong sides. And сильные боли. Боли is the plural form of the noun боль, which we talked about when talking about the adjective in the feminine gender. So боль in plural will be боли, and we're using it with plural form of the adjective now. So сильные боли means, again, either severe pain or severe aches, depending on the context. So these are the example of how all of these four versions of the adjective сильный, strong, can be used with different nouns of different gender and different singular or plural form. And now let's just go over to its opposite adjective, which is слабый, meaning weak. So for the masculine gender version of this adjective слабый, let's read these three phrases. First is слабый сигнал. Слабый сигнал. Signal is a noun of the masculine gender. It means signal. So слабый сигнал means a weak signal. Слабый сигнал. Next we have this example, which is слабый иммунитет. Слабый иммунитет. Immunitет means immunity or immune system, so the whole phrase will be translated as weak immunity or weak immune system, слабый иммунитет. And the last example is слабый пол. Слабый пол. Pol here means gender, so the whole phrase is like translated as a weaker gender, and that is the set expression in Russian, and it basically the way women are called in Russia. Слабый пол, like the weaker gender, like the weak part of people. So that is that. Слабый пол. Let's go over to the feminine gender examples now. So for the feminine gender adjective, we have these examples. First is слабая активность. Слабая активность. Активность is a noun of the feminine gender, meaning activity. So the whole phrase will be translated as weak or poor activity. Слабая активность. Next we have слабая видимость. видимость. Видимость means visibility. So слабая видимость can be translated into English using different adjective, which is poor. So poor visibility has the translation is in Russian as слабая видимость. So here you can see that the adjective слабая can have different translations into Russian, but of course weak is the most common one. And the third example is слабая защита. Слабая защита. Защита means protection. So слабая защита is weak protection. So all of these three nouns are of the feminine gender. That's why we're using it with the feminine gender adjective. For the neuter gender version of this adjective, which is слабое, let's go over these three phrases. First is слабое оправдание. Оправдание. Оправдание means excuse. It is a noun of the neuter gender. So the whole phrase слабое оправдание means poor excuse. So that is another example where the adjective слабый is translated with a different adjective into English. So we're not using weak but poor. So слабое оправдание, poor excuse. Слабое начало. Начало means start or beginning. So the whole phrase слабое начало will be translated as poor start. Again, not weak but poor. And the last example is слабое звено. Слабое звено, and it means звено means a link. So the whole phrase is weak link, and it's actually how a very popular Russian TV show is called «Слабое звено», which is in its place an Russian adaptation of the British TV show «The Weakest Link». And that's how it is named in Russian, and it is «Слабое звено». Слабое звено. And for the plural version, let's go over these three phrases. First is слабые игроки. Слабые игроки. Игроки means players. It is the plural form of the noun игрок. So игроки is plural. That's why we're using it with the plural version of the adjective. Слабые игроки means weak players. Слабые стороны. Стороны is the plural form of the noun сторона, meaning side or point. So the whole phrase слабые стороны means weak points or sides, just like we used here with the strong adjective сильные. We said сильные стороны, strong points or sides, and here we have the opposite, which is слабые стороны, weak points or weak sides. And the last example is слабые позиции. Слабые позиции. Позиции means positions. It is the plural of the noun позиция, position. So слабые позиции means weak positions. Weak position. So that is all for today's video. I introduced you to two Russian adjectives of the opposite meaning, which are сильный, strong, and слабый, weak. We talked about the four versions of each of these adjectives, which are masculine, feminine, neuter gender, and plural form. And we also read some examples using these adjectives with different nouns depending on their forms as well. And I highly encourage you to compose some of the phrases like that yourself, to try to make these phrases using another maybe nouns that can be described at either strong, сильный, or weak, слабый. And that will be help you with memorizing these two adjectives. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give this your a like. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the commentary section under the video. And that's all for today. Please stay safe, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Goodbye.